Hey everyone, I just wanted to post a quick video to announce that I have made revisions to the primary source assignment. I'm doing this as a screencast so that I can walk you through some of the changes that I've made and just explain kind of my thinking behind them. Also, along with showing you the primary source assignment revisions, I'm going to walk through the navigation for our course in Canvas for the rest of the semester. So Module 1 was a little unique. Modules 2 through 7, all going to be essentially the same. So let me scroll down here a little and show you that the photo here, I've changed this so that when you click on it, you will enter the course in the module that we're currently working on. And I should mention that I have to do that manually. So it may be the case that I might get a little behind on that, and so we're into maybe Monday, Tuesday of a new module, and I haven't changed it yet. I apologize if that happens. I will do my best not to let that happen, but it might. I'm human. So in case that is the case, just go to the Modules tab here, and then you can navigate to the module that we're currently working on. Let me click the image then. And if you ever want to ask me about that auction blog photo, slave auction blog, please don't hesitate to do that. Here we are in Module 2. That's what we're working on this week. As you'll notice, I have given you the dates for the module, including mentioning which is the first Sunday, which is the second Sunday, because those are important for the work that needs to be done in the first week versus the work that needs to be completed during the second week of each 2-week module. There's a little tiny gnat flying around my computer. There we go. All right. So scrolling down, each module will contain an intro and objective section. I write a couple of paragraphs that introduce the main themes and ideas and events that we will be studying for that 2-week period, along with an image, usually a historical image that relates to the topics at hand. Below that, you will see the checklist of assignments that need to be completed for the given module. So here's the list of the 3 things that need to be done by the end, by the end of the first Sunday, and then the things that need to be completed during the second week, along with a list of the objectives for the module. Below that, here are the readings that we'll be covering in this module. As I've mentioned elsewhere, generally the readings will be just from the textbook. Every now and then I may include an optional article or some other kind of supplemental reading as well. Below that, we have the videos and or podcasts, as I've titled it thus far. Thus far, we have videos. We have John Green's, I just got an email. We have John Green's Crash Course series in world history. So those line up pretty well with our course. Of course, they do provide a different perspective than that of the textbook, at least a little bit. So if you've read the text and there are some things that are kind of unclear to you, you can look at these and use those to help clarify some of those questions about the material, help you to see it in a different way, have a visual way of learning about it. But as I've mentioned here, if you're not able to get to all the videos, and that's probably most of the time going to be the case, that's not a problem. The reading is the core of what we're doing for the course. Below all of that are the assignment sections for the module. So during the first week, you need to complete your reading tweets. I didn't include a link to the assignment instructions for this one. So going back up, sorry for the scroll, if you go not to the assignment section, but to the syllabus tab, click there. I'm not going to do it, but if you click there, you have access to not only the syllabus, but also to all of the assignment instructions listed in that section of the course. So going back down, that's just if you kind of forgot what you needed to be doing with the reading tweets. Essentially what you're doing is just posting your 10 comments, 5 replies on the things that were most interesting, striking, troubling maybe to you from the assigned readings. And those are always due the first Sunday of each module. The discussion question is due by the first Sunday, and then the responses by the second Sunday. All of that is explained in the guidelines. Similarly, well, not similarly, but the journal entry, that one's due at the end of the second week, second Sunday. These are all set up so that there are the instructions here, and then you use this link to go and submit your work. The same is true for the primary source response. That one, of course, you only need to do 3 of them over the course of the whole semester. So if you don't do one for Module 2, it's not a problem as long as you do 3 other modules. So between Modules 2 and 7, you need to complete this 3 times. Doing more does not get you extra credit, unfortunately, the way that things are set up. But, again, you just need to do 3 of these. Here are the instructions, and here is the link to submit. So since this is the one I changed and the one I really want to focus on here, let me click and open those instructions. You noted that they opened in a new tab. I'm going to scroll down. Many of you have probably already looked at this assignment. And so the thing that I had to change was the location of primary sources that you will access and choose between to complete the assignment. I had thought that I ordered the textbook version that had the sources in it. Apparently I didn't. So what you got at the bookstore is the version of the textbook. Everything else is essentially the same. It covers the same materials. There's not a problem, except that there are no primary source excerpts in the version of the textbook that you received, or that you purchased. So that's what I had to change. Scrolling down here, what I've done, instead of referring you here to the textbook, I refer you to this link. So this opens a different Google Doc where I have created a list of primary sources that you can just click on and access online. Note that I've broken them down by chapter. So for Module 2, again, if you choose to do this for Module 2, you only have to choose one document from any of the chapters. You don't have to do one per chapter. So you can choose from any of these 7 options. Whatever seems most interesting to you, the one that you feel like you can do a little bit extra research online and complete the assignment well for. Again, it's your choice. I will build out the rest of these, hopefully over the weekend, certainly within the next couple of weeks. The first priority is to finish Module 3 over the weekend so that that's ready for people who want to be working ahead. Going back to the assignment itself, this section here, starting with title, author, etc., this is where the assignment really is listed. So what you'll do is in a Word document or a Google Doc or whatever word processor you use, you'll create a new document and you will answer the questions that follow below for the document that you've chosen. So you list the title, author, creation date. Many times that's listed with the document or in the link that I've given you. Sometimes it's not, though, so you may have to do a little bit of digging to find that, but it should be fairly easy to find. Then you answer the contextual information questions, the source questions, historical significance, and interpretation. So answer all of those on your own sheet. You don't have to do them as a single essay. You can do them kind of bulleted if you want, but be as thorough as you can be. Try to really think critically about a primary source, think about potential pitfalls and biases and how that source might be used to create a historical narrative. And that's what we're getting at here in this interpretation section. You'll notice from these last couple of questions that I have the kinds of documents in mind that the authors may have directly referred to in the text. Many times, the documents listed, at least some of them, will be directly referenced, mentioned in the textbook, in the chapters that we're reading. Others won't be. And so if you choose one of those, when you go to answer these questions, you need to think about how does this document help me to better understand the themes and the events that we read about in the chapter. So you don't have to explain how the authors interpreted that particular document, but instead explain how that document helped you to better understand the themes and issues that the authors were talking about in that chapter. hopefully that makes sense. Then scrolling down here, you can see the rubric. So again, these aren't tiny assignments. That's why I've only required them to be done 3 times over the course of the semester. So do think through them. Please ask questions about them whenever you have them. Going back over to our course, I think actually that's all I wanted to show you in the course in Canvas. So again, please let me know whenever you have questions. And I look forward to reading your evaluations of different primary sources.